Hey everyone, Becky Launder here with MyConsultantTraining.com, founder of the Modern Direct Seller Academy, and I am so excited you are here for day 4. It's our 4th day. You've made it to Thursday of our Modern Direct Seller Challenge, Spring into Action. I am really excited for today's content. If you know me at all, you know this is something I'm very passionate about. And today we are talking all about how to build your brand beyond social media. So in full disclosure, if you are just starting out in direct sales, you're probably starting on social media, you're probably starting on Facebook, you might be branching out into Instagram, and that's perfectly okay. That is fantastic. When you are ready to up level and take your business to the next level and think about diversifying where you're showing up, this is going to be the content that you're going to want. So I don't want to overwhelm you. I want you to start thinking about this and know that you don't have to do it all right now. But I think it's an important framework to think about as you're building your business, as you're thinking about your strategy, and you're thinking about how you're going to show up beyond just social media, okay? So before we get too far into it, if you are just now joining us, make sure you have downloaded the workbook. The workbook can be found at myconsultanttraining.com/standout, because that's what we're doing. We're working to stand out. And then in addition to that, make sure you're in our Facebook group. If you are not watching this video in the group, make sure you hop over to our group. It is myconsultanttraining.com tribe on Facebook. And we have prizes every day. We have some really good prizes. So when you're doing the work and you're checking things off your list and you're conquering the challenge each day, you are eligible to win prizes. And I love giving away prizes. So make sure you're commenting when you're done with today's challenge. Take a picture of that page in your workbook, or simply just comment done to be eligible for the prizes. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in and get started on this. Many of you know that we recently completed a survey called the Direct Sales Insight Survey, where we surveyed over 80 direct sales companies, a couple hundred direct sellers, giving us input about how they're working their business. So spoiler alert, 100% of respondents, that means every single person that responded cited Facebook. Yes, we all love Facebook. Many of us are on Facebook watching this video right now. Many of us have grown very strong, big businesses on Facebook. But here's the deal, you guys. When you're playing on Facebook or any social media platform, you are playing by somebody else's rules, okay? You're not setting the structure of Facebook. Facebook can change at any point. In fact, they change all the time. Every day, there's a change on Facebook. The same applies to Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn, any of these other places that you might be using as a platform to run your business for free. That they change and they evolve, and they also want you to pay into advertising, which is a great strategy if you want to go down the advertising route. But what I think is really important is to diversify where you're showing up. If you're exclusively on Facebook and Facebook changes something, then we have a little bit of an issue on our hand, right? Or what happened to me a couple weeks ago, Facebook locked me out of my group. I was like straight up, I could not see my group. I could not access my group. I had a mini panic attack, but then I realized it's cool. I've built an email list. I've built a big list of followers on my email list, and I can use my email list as a way to still communicate with my customers, right? So today's training is all about making sure you set up your direct sales business where you're not just reliant on social media. So I'm going to share with you some strategies to do that. Keep in mind, these are a little bit advanced topics. So don't feel like you need to do all of this right now. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I don't want you to feel intimidated by any of this. In fact, most of this, I have blog posts that walk you through exactly how to do this, or it's mentioned in our course content. But I want to share with you just some strategies of how to show up outside of Facebook or outside of social media. So a couple things to think about. What is the business name what is the personal brand that you're building? So real basic here, do you have a name for your business? Like Do you just use your personal name, or do you say Becky's Books or Becky's Boutique or Becky's Tea Room or whatever it might be? Think about what that business name is as you're starting to kind of build this brand. And you're going to reflect that business name not only on social, but if you're using a website or an email service provider, you're going to start using that business name. Think about your email address. Are you using Gmail? I mean, Gmail's pretty good. Are you using like Yahoo or Hotmail? Think about which email service you have and what the name is when your customers are emailing you. You can easily set up an email address with a custom domain name. So it would be like Becky at beckystearoom.com or Becky at beckysbooks.com for people to reach out to you. So it just kind of ups your game and makes you a little bit more professional in that department. Also, having a website can really differentiate you from many others out there. So there's a couple of different ways to do that. First off, you can simply buy a domain name and redirect to your company replicated website. That's perfectly fine, easy. It costs about $10. So easy to do. So instead of sending people to maybe like UM456542 you're sending them to something very clean and simple, like Becky's Books or Becky's Tea Room, right? So think about a URL that you could purchase. If anything, if you have a not super generic name, it could just be your name, beckylaunder.com, right? And then people can go to that to access information about your product. And that can simply just redirect over to your company replicated website. I say that's step one. If you want to take it a little bit further, I would suggest creating a landing page. So a landing page is going to be a simple one-page website that's going to have a little bit of information about you and what you're all about. It's also going to have a link to take people over to learn more about your product through your company replicated site, or it might have some high-value freebie opt-in. So you guys have probably seen me send you high-value freebie opt-ins, but I want to make sure that I'm giving you content that's oh so good that you're willing to give me your email address in return, okay? So that's what you can build into a landing page. This takes a little bit of work and a lot of trial and error. Not every freebie, opt-in, download is gonna really be something your customers want. I have lots of different ones. Some of them perform really well. Some of them I hardly have anyone subscribed to. So think about your business and the type of value you're providing to your customers. So people love freebies, right? So maybe it's giving them 10 nutritious recipes to make family dinners easy. Or maybe it's 7 at-home workouts you can do when stuck inside. Or maybe it's 3 ways to make sure you have flawless skin. Or 10 activities to keep your kids busy at home. So think about different ideas that are still tied to your product, that's perfectly fine, but that is going to provide high value to your customers and potential customers so you can bring people into your network. They're going to see this freebie opt-in and say, oh yeah, like I do want to learn about 7 tips to organize my kitchen in an hour. Yeah, I want that. And then you might have some related kitchen products or organizing tools that will help them do that, okay? So once they give you their email address in return to this high value freebie that you're providing to them, you can start building that relationship. And you can do that by showing up via email in their inbox on a regular basis. So you guys get emails from me quite a bit, but that's how I build a relationship with you. I show up, I share some information that's helpful for you, I do videos, you get to know me better, I get to know you better, and eventually, hopefully, down the road, maybe you'll find a product that I'm selling and you'll find it valuable and you'll purchase it, right? So you'll be doing the same thing in your direct sales business. Think about what high value freebie you can give your customers. Continue to build a relationship with them, and you're doing all of this outside of social media. So again, social media is a great place to show that big advertisement, to let everyone know what you're up to show up with them on a regular basis. But then on the sideline, you can also be building a relationship via email with your customers as well. And email is fantastic. I know some people feel like it's a little old school or, oh, I never check my email anymore. But it's still a way to show up and give your customers a chance to interact with you. When you're just on social media, they may never even see your post. So they may not even have a chance to interact with you. But at least with email, you know that you're landing in their inbox. They have a choice whether to open or not open your email. And then once they open your email, they have a chance to either click on it or not click on it and engage with you or respond to you. So you're giving them that option. You're making it available to them. The other thing you might want to think about is how to use text messaging in your business. So I know a lot of direct sellers are using a platform like Project Broadcast to automate text message communication with their customers. Now, I want to make sure you're doing this in a very tasteful way because I don't like getting spammed with text messages. But I think giving this as an option to your customers to opt in to engage with you via text messages, maybe it's just one tip a week or one text a week to let them know what you have going on in your business, but allow them to opt into that and see if they want to participate in the text messages. I heard an amazing stat the other day that 99% of text messages get open and read. So you're never going to find stats like that if you're sending emails. Emails, like if you get a 25% open rate, you're doing pretty well. Or Facebook Messenger, where you might end up in that mysterious others folder and they might open your text message 2 years from now. But if you're sending a direct text message, the likeliness of it being open and read is 99%. That's pretty incredible, you guys. So if you're not using any kind of automated text messaging or even manual text messaging to reach your customers, you definitely want to be doing that. So make sure you're capturing their phone number during the checkout process and you're sending them a quick thank you message via text and beginning to build that relationship on a one-on-one basis, because that is going to help you grow your sales. And it's also helping you build your personal brand and relationship with that customer, okay? The last thing that I'll mention today is thinking about using a tool to keep track of your customers. So a CRM, or a customer relationship management system, is a great way to track all of these communications with your customers. Because you might be thinking, gosh, that sounds great, Becky, but how am I going to keep track of all my texts? And how am I going to keep track of all of my emails? And how am I going to do this in an efficient way for my business without layering on all these extra things I need to be doing? So there's some great tools to do that. I love using Trello. Trello is a project management tool, and you can kind of turn that into a system to keep track of your customers. I also love Sell with Amy. That's an app that you can use. That might be a good idea for you. There's a lot of other systems out there like Tractivity or Teamsy. There's a lot of different ones to help you keep track of your customers. So think about how you're putting those systems in place now to make sure you're staying in front of your customers and you're building your personal brand with those customers. Okay? So that was a lot. That was a lot today, you guys. I know it was a lot, but it's important stuff, and I think it's important for your strategy moving forward. So if you want to jump ahead to the next page, there is an taking action form. And you can jot down some of these ideas and then map them out over time when you want to layer in email marketing or text message marketing or a landing page or a full-on website or a blog to really start building these customer relationships. So that's what I have for you guys today. Don't forget to upload your photo or comment done to be eligible for our prizes. And we will be back tomorrow, our final day of the challenge, where we're pulling it all together and we are taking action. So I look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow. See ya.